Good day once again. You are treated to more Celtic FC news from Down Under today. Now that the dust has settled on Postecoglou's first season with Celtic FC, attention is beginning to shift towards his future, especially since he signed on a rolling contract. To reiterate, it doesn't just tick over once June 10th, the day Postecoglou signed, comes around. What it means is that Postecoglou will be out of contract if a new deal is not struck before that date, an unthinkable situation given what the 56-year-old has done since arriving. As it stands, all signs point towards Postecoglou extending his stay in Glasgow. After all, why wouldn't both parties want to continue working together? Given what Postecoglou has done in one season, having had to essentially rebuild the entire squad in one window, there's no harm in dreaming about what could happen with a settled pre-season and team. Postecoglou could follow the lead of Brendan Rodgers, who also arrived at Celtic on a rolling deal before inking a 4-year contract after decimating the Scottish Premiership in his first season. With a longer contract in place, it also allowed Celtic to net a strong windfall from Leicester City, who had to pay the Hoops an estimated $15 million to bring Rodgers down to the King Power Stadium. Handing Postecoglou a contract of similar length is what he deserves since, according to the Daily Record's Michael Gannon, the Aussie is not a gamble anymore, but a major asset. You just know clubs in England will be watching what he's doing, Gannon said. In the next 12 months there could be 10 Premier League jobs coming up, and if the Celtic gaffer is still doing the business, someone is going to pick up the phone. A new deal is an insurance policy. That's not to say Postecoglou will jump at the first chance he gets. All evidence points to the contrary. It's exactly why Gannon believes that there should be a pen and paper stuck under the Aussie's nose sharpish. Former England international Danny Mills is of the same mindset and pointed to Postecoglou's success in the transfer window when many questioned his signings as to why he must stay on at Celtic. He brought in players who he knew, which is vitally important, Mills told Football Insider. There were a few raised eyebrows to start with, where people weren't sure about the players from the J-League and questioned whether it was going to work. They've been sensational. He's done it on a reasonable budget as well, so other clubs will be looking and thinking, oh, we'll have this guy. I think Celtic would be wise to tie him down for a couple of seasons at least. Seeing Postecoglou pace the touchline for another club seems almost unthinkable at this stage, but with less than 1 month to go before his current deal expires, the Celtic brass must ensure a new contract is handed before him sooner rather than later. Now back to Scotland for more Celtic FC news.
Thank you to Addison for that news. Now the Celtic FC news this morning from Scotland. Celtic duo Jotta and Carl Starfelt boarded a flight to Ibiza 24 hours after lifting the SPFL title. When they got on the plane, the Celtic Players got a big surprise when there was plenty of loudmouths Sevco Scum on the flight, happy to annoy them because they were in numbers. Both men have just helped dethrone the Sevco. They only last at 56 weeks as champions of Scotland, so it would stand to reason a group of their supporters would do their best to irritate and annoy. No class from then, as per Carl Starfelt insists Celtic won't stand still as they look to build on a brilliant first year under Ange Postecoglou. The Swedish defender and his teammates celebrated the Premiership title in style at the weekend after adding the silverware to their Premier Sports Cup. Postecoglou's team are back as the Kings of Scotland for a 10th time in 11 seasons, but the manager has already demanded Celtic get bigger and better next term. Champions League group stage qualification adds to the need to up the levels, and Starfelt is adamant everyone inside the dressing room can take the next step. He said, "For sure. I think this can just be the start. A lot of players made their first year in the Celtic jersey this time, and, even though we came together pretty fast, I think many players will only get better. And then we have the Champions League to look forward to next season as well. We know that's a very tough competition, so we have to improve. I think for sure that it's possible. The demands at Celtic will always be so high, and we will always strive to do so." Former Celtic midfielder Mark Crozes has taken a dig at Rangers ahead of the Ibrox Giants' Europa League shot at glory. Rangers had tweeted yesterday next stop Sevilla after their Scottish Premiership season came to a close with a win at Hearts. The picture had a sombrero on a ball and Croziers has taken issue with the post, pointing out a sombrero is a symbol of Mexican culture and not Spanish. Quote tweeting it, the 34-year-old Catalan and now naturalized Mexican snapped, "Someone tell them Sevilla is in Spain, please. Don't want them nowhere near Mexico. I can confirm that bars in Spanish Town are boarding up windows and closing for a few days. Oh well, never mind, peaceful parties aren't for everyone." And on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party.